friends? Welcome back to the new video. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about my little trip to Shanghai. I guess my little trip to Asia, but specifically I am talking to you guys about Shanghai today. So I get tons of questions. People just want to know how to get to the Asia parks and Asia cities. I don't consider myself an expert. If you're looking for an expert's opinion, please move along and go to the next video. But I do have experience. I thought I'd give you guys some tips and tricks that I learned, especially going to Shanghai. First of all, one thing you guys should always know, if you're looking for flights, you should always use the Google Flight Tracker. It is going to be the best option for you. I use Google Flights for any trip I want to go on. The only ones that they don't include are like Southwest flights, which within America, that can be a pretty cheap flight. I usually fly Southwest to get to LA. Going overseas, you're gonna end up flying United, American Airlines. Those are gonna be like the cheapest. Those are gonna be like the cheapest ones that you can go on. So I highly recommend Google Flights because they will show you the cheapest flights. We used that to get all of our cities all together. The only flight it did not conclude was everyone's route to LA, but Google Flights did route our trip from LA to Hong Kong to Shanghai to Tokyo and back to LA. And all that was included in one purchase. It was multiple different airlines that operated through United or American Airlines. It makes it really, really easy to purchase. We're gonna talk more about actually being there in Shanghai. One of the best things you can do before you head to Shanghai is have cash on you. Now, here in the US and many other countries, we have gotten to the point where our taxis take credit cards and this and that take credit cards, and we're used to everything on the streets having credit cards. Even buying fare for the subway or the trains, it takes credit cards. Over there, not so much. There's definitely places that you have to have cash. We were prepared with that. We definitely had cash on us. There are some subways and trains that you can't take card or use card at all. So you're gonna need cash and just have a bunch of it. My biggest tip is actually if you can get a bank that allows you to use ATMs abroad. I got blessed by my dad being in the military that I have USAA, so I can use ATMs all around the world, withdraw money. They actually pay me back for the ATM usage. I don't ever pay for any sort of foreign transaction fee. So if you can have something like USAA, get it because that's a lifesaver. Otherwise, you're gonna wanna get some money out, whether it's at the airport, which is a high cost, or much earlier. You wanna have enough cash that you will have cash for accidents, mistakes, backups, whatever. Definitely we needed more cash. Okay, so now that you have your money, you're getting over there, you got your plane tickets, one of the big things that people have asked me about is this visa thing and this extra cost to get to Shanghai. So technically you do need a visa to go to China. You need a visa to go to Shanghai, kind of. And if you want to go to places like Beijing, you need a visa. We're gonna talk about the 144-hour rule visa, which is how we got to Shanghai without having to pay that extra payment towards a visa. We did not want to pay that $150, $190, whatever it was, just to get a visa to go to one city out of our trip. So we did the 144-hour rule. The 144-hour rule is basically an exemption visa. So it is giving you a visa to be in that city, but you can only be there for 144 hours total. That means you have about 6 days to enjoy the city, do whatever you need to do there, and then you gotta get out. The way that the 144-hour rule works is you aren't with a visa, you're visa-less basically, and it allows you to stay in the country for about 6 days total. We stayed for about 3, I think it was total, so we knew we were totally clear. There's a lot of other things that you have to abide by in order to have that 144-hour rule. That meant you had to come from one country, whether it is your home country or like we did, we came from Hong Kong, we went to Shanghai, and then you have to leave Shanghai and go somewhere else that is not your home country, or the same country you came from. So if we were going to LA, back to Shanghai, back to LA, that wouldn't work. Like you weren't gonna get that 144-hour visa. You have to go to another country after that. So that's why we ended up planning our trip Hong Kong, Shanghai to Tokyo. We were cleared for the 144-hour rule. Another big thing about that is you have to have confirmed seats on your flight out of Shanghai, as well as a confirmed hotel reservation in Shanghai. So this is why when we ended up planning our Shanghai trip, we were planning to do Airbnb and like stay in a hotel like wherever. We weren't too picky about that staying on site, but when we learned that we needed to have a confirmed reservation, Airbnb is also something that can be very, very iffy when you're working on that 144-hour rule visa. Plus, Airbnb can be kind of iffy anyways over there because they have a lot of different rules and different amounts of stay you have to stay at. Japan was the same way, so that you have to definitely research depending on where you're going. So we ended up at the Toy Story Hotel because we knew Disney is on this. Disney's gonna approve us. They are gonna know that Disney's legit. They could look us up in a system easily and know that we're staying at Disney. So that's why we ended up at Toy Story Hotel, which was totally fine, super cheap, worked out for us. You have your confirmed hotel reservation. You're going to wanna have that completely printed for everyone in your party. We had it printed. Thank God Rachel had the knowledge to do that because we ended up needing it. They did ask us for it, and it just made things quicker. We could have pulled it up on our phone, but honestly, like, just having it printed due to language barrier, whatever it is, and you're good. You're already so stressed out trying to get into the country. Don't make your time even more stressful. So as far as the flight going out, you do need confirmed seats. This was a little weird because Google Flights, a lot of times, since it books through like United or American Airlines, whatever it is, you don't get a confirmed seat, but we were able to contact the airline directly and get a confirmation number for that exact flight that they would be able to look up and find that we were on the flight. So there you go. Your main things you're gonna want to keep in mind is having a confirmed hotel stay or residence stay, whatever, in Shanghai, as well as your stay in your next city. For us, that was Tokyo. We did have printouts of that. And of course, we had printouts of our flight and confirmed and everything like that, showing that we were getting the heck out of Dodge before that 6-hour window. 6 hour? 144 hour? Who knows at this point? Okay, another big thing that I have a lot of people ask me about is like the culture shock. It's whether it's because we're coming from America, we speak English, we're all very much don't know any other language at all. Rachel knew some words and that was about it. It really wasn't that bad. I think as long as you have an open mind, which I'm assuming if you are going to the Asian parks or Asia in general, whatever it is, you have an open mind. Like, you can't be going abroad into other countries and being disrespectful. Anyways, you just have to have an open mind and be willing to work with people and understanding that they're trying to work with you and understand we really had no issues. The only things that were weird, I did show in my vlog that people are very, very shocked when it comes to Americans, English speakers, and blonde hair. So if you have any of that in your group, they will definitely be following you around because they are just curious. We took pictures with people just because they wanted pictures with us, I guess. I think a group of people thought we were celebrities. You know, you just kind of roll with it. But most things had English underneath it. Transportation was never an issue. Taxis, we were able to do it. They didn't have Uber. All right, so food in Shanghai is a bit different and can be seen to be difficult to find stuff to eat. But honestly, if you just are able to look around, you'll find something that you can enjoy. We really didn't eat in the city that much. We had some Starbucks when we got there, which they had some crazy drinks. And we did eat one time in a mall type of thing where we ended up going up all the way to the top floor. We looked at every menu that we walked all the way up and we just kind of settled on pizza. And their pizza over there, just as good. There's no issues with pizza, so if you're a really picky eater, just go for the pizza. We tended to just look for any place that had noodles because noodles usually appease to everybody. It really is something that you can find something pretty easily as long as you're in a populated area, which most places you are. This is only gonna be a little bit of this video because we didn't visit that many places in Shanghai, the city itself. But the two main places that we did visit and were pretty cool to see were the Bund, which is like the main thing. That's what you see the pictures all about. You gotta go see the Bund. Everybody's gotta go see the Bund. And then Yuyang Gardens. We wanted to see a temple in every place, something that we didn't have, especially didn't have in America. So we did go see Yuyang Garden. It was very busy, very tourist trapped. So again, like I mentioned, transportation around there. When we were using transportation, we ended up using taxis for a lot of places. There was no like Uber or anything like that. Just keep that in mind. You will have to use taxis. We only pretty much took taxis there unless we were in the city of Shanghai. We did a lot of walking in Shanghai, really. That's also not a big deal as long as you are prepared and can do that. Okay, some quick tips about Shanghai Disneyland itself. I don't know if you guys want like a whole lot more like a planning video for Shanghai Disney, just comment down below or thumbs up this video and let me know. But some quick tips for Shanghai Disneyland for future planning is A, they do have internet. Honestly, blessed. Shanghai and Hong Kong both had internet in the parks. Fun fact, Google Maps on your phone, you can actually get the map downloaded while you're on Wi-Fi and then have it on your phone and use it. It'll still direct you where to go off of Wi-Fi and off of data. I used to use it when I lived in England all the time. As soon as I was leaving my apartment, I would key in where I needed to go. They have an app just like the American parks do to plan your time there that shows wait times. Tickets, definitely buy your ticket in advance. It's just going to be easier for you. You're not going to have to worry about it as much, especially language barrier and all that good stuff. We never made reservations for dining. We never had to. Everywhere we went to, we just walked in. The first day we were there, literally had a whole restaurant to ourselves. Nobody there. Same thing with Fast Pass. Naturally, the American parks are the only ones that use like the app to make Fast Passes, so Asian parks are still paper Fast Passes, which was amazing if you know how to plan that out. All right, so the only thing I'm gonna really touch on about hotels that I didn't mention before is we did end up staying at Toy Story Hotel. Cheap resort at Shanghai, worked out pretty well between the 3 of us, sometimes 4 of us. Kind of like staying at Santa Fe and Disneyland Paris, if you've ever been there, or like All Star Sports. Super just value hotel, but they still were like really cool. All right, I think I have said literally everything I can think of at this moment about Shanghai and my experience with Shanghai. Definitely ask questions below if you have any when it comes to traveling to Shanghai, or find me on Instagram or Twitter. Ask me any questions you have. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. I feel like one of my eyes just went to sleep in the middle of me talking.